Black Adam. We should talk.
I wanted to make it official that I am back as Superman.
Welcome back, Superman.
Fuck.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Brendan Kelleher. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the death of the DCEU. So, quite a lot happened in the last few days, and they say a week is a long time in politics, but a month is an extremely long time in movies, because... So here's the thing, I was working on a DC related video that I was going to release this week, and that video is going to be about Man of Steel 2 and what James Gunn has to do for the future of DC. And basically it was about the DC movies coming over the next few years, specifically the Henry Cavill led Superman films and all the spin-offs he was going to appear in. So as you all know, that a month and a half ago, Henry Cavill announced his return to the role of Superman after a 5-year absence. It was first revealed officially in the post-credit scene of Black Adam, and it got a great response. I mean, I know that film didn't do huge at the box office, but it was fairly well received by audiences. I mean, like, I saw it and you could really feel the excitement in the room when Henry Cavill's Superman appeared at the very end. Let's face it, Henry Cavill's Superman is he's extremely popular. I mean, I think when he debuted in Man of Steel back in 2013, people didn't really know about him, and it was such a big change from the Christopher Reeve era and the other Supermans. I think over the last 10 years, his star has risen, and as the movies have come out, even though they've been divisive to general audiences, I think there's a real fandom that's built over the last few years over the DC Snyder films in particular. I mean, without even getting into the whole release the Snyder Cut campaign, I mean, like, it's amazing still that the Snyder Cut of Justice League got released, because, I mean, the fan campaigns around the world, whether it was on the internet or in real life with the hashtags or the billboards or the general campaigning, managed to convince a major movie studio to invest $70 million to release that film as director Zack Snyder wanted. So but besides that, the movie was very well received, and any sane thinking person after watching that movie would sign Cavill up for more Superman films or make Justice League 2 and 3. So Black Adam comes out and Henry Cavill appears as Superman. And Henry Cavill appears on stage at some fan event, and he says, yeah, I'm back, and he announces on Instagram and other social media that he's back and he's looking forward. People were really excited for what was happening. I mean, for the first time in a few years, there seemed to be a solid direction, a solid game plan for DC going forward. Ben Affleck is back. He's supposed to appear in Aquaman 2, and Wonder Woman 3 is supposed to be coming. And officially, I think it was Cavill said that he was signed up for multiple Superman projects, including at least one solo Superman film. Then the news comes out this week that James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad, he was given the reins of DC, that he's now the head of DC Studios. So for those of you who don't know, very quickly, Warner Brothers, there was a merger between Warner Brothers and the company Discovery, and they're now Warner Brothers Discovery. The new head of Warner Brothers Discovery has basically laid waste to all the DC movies that are in development. I mean, he cancelled Batgirl, a movie that was filmed, and now he didn't just delay it, he cancelled it. It's never going to be released. Not in streaming, not in DVD, whatever. They still have work to do on all the remaining DC movies that are currently in production, like The Flash and Aquaman. They have to do reshoots, so there's lots of rumours flying around. But anyway, Man of Steel 2 seems to be a go. And then it was announced a few days ago that Henry Cavill has basically been fired. He's been let go from the role. And this is shocking, because a month and a half ago, he announced on stage that he was back, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson said that he campaigned for years to get him back because he seems to know what the fans want. He's all about giving them what the fans want.
For us, there was no way, there's no viable, logical way that you can attempt to build out the DC universe without the most powerful force and the greatest superhero of all time sitting on the hot sidelines. It's impossible to do. But it all comes back to, where's Superman? You have to have Superman in the mix. So that's why we fought hard to bring Superman back, Henry Cavill.
And then this thing comes out, Gunn basically makes this official statement that he's going to reset the entire DC universe. No more Henry Cavill Superman, no more Ben Affleck Batman, and no more Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman 3. I mean, just this week alone, Patty Jenkins, the director of Wonder Woman 3, handed in her treatment or script for Wonder Woman 3, and it's been rejected and it's been cancelled. No Wonder Woman 3. It seems Gal Gadot will not be seen again as Wonder Woman. And here's the thing, there's 4 DC movies that are already in the can and due to release next year. The Flash, Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, and Blue Beetle. So God knows what's going to happen with those. But the interesting thing is that, yeah, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, and Ben Affleck are supposed to make cameos in some of those movies. The latest that's coming out now is that they are all going to be deleted from those movies. So yeah, it's really, James Gunn isn't kidding. He's completely resetting the universe, and the official statement is that Cavill is too old. And the guy's only 39, like, he looks 10 years younger. Bottom line is, the DCEU that we've known for the last 9 years, whether it's gone through all these changes, whatever, is gone. That there's not going to be Justice League 2 and 3, there's not going to be Wonder Woman movies with all these actors. There's going to be a complete reset, a complete reboot with a new, younger cast. This is fucking disappointing. I mean, like, Henry Cavill, he's one of the few actors in Hollywood who seems to know what the fans want, and he seems to respect the fans.
Where, like, if you make a movie, especially if you make a superhero movie, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
Recently, he left The Witcher because a few days after he announced his return as Superman, he announced that he was leaving The Witcher, and officially because he had disagreement with one of the producers, but like, he was very much into the games and lore of that franchise, and it was pretty clear that the writers of the show did not understand the source material and didn't care about the source material. He clearly does. It was a dream role for him. And I only watched 1 season of The Witcher, but like, I noticed after a few episodes that it really wasn't about him. You know what I mean? Like, it was more about this girl, Ciri, and Yennefer. And I didn't watch anymore, but apparently it got worse. And it's easy to see why Henry Cavill wanted out of that. Whatever the reason, he filmed season 3 and he won't be back for any more seasons after that. So to have this happen, to be fired from the role of Superman just after he announced his return and his departure from The Witcher it's unbelievable. I can't think of any actor recently who went through this kind of treatment. The only example I can think of is 20 years ago when Pierce Brosnan made his final James Bond film, Die Another Day. And then a year or two later, he announced he was coming back for a 5th film, and then they changed their minds and went with Daniel Craig instead. He basically got the phone call saying, sorry, we're going in a different direction, you're gone. So essentially, he very politely got fired. And the same things happened to Henry Cavill. I mean, this must be extremely humiliating for him, you know, especially considering that he's perfect for the role. And God knows what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson thinks, because he campaigned for so many years to get Henry Cavill back. He's been saying that Black Adam is the new beginning for the DC Universe. He had Black Adam 2 planned, he had spin-offs for the Justice Society of America planned, and all these other things he had planned out, and now it's all gone. Yeah, so I have no script for this, really. I mean, I'm just ranting here. Like I said, I had a video about Man of Steel 2 and all the other DC movies that were supposed to come out this week. But like, obviously I can't release that now. On this channel, I try to be positive about things. I talk about things that I enjoy. I mean, there's this guy called Angry Joe. He ranted on for 20 minutes about this. It's hilarious. You should watch it. But like, I guess that's it. I mean, I'm a huge DC Comics fan. I have been all my life. And I really enjoyed the majority of the DC movies that have come out. I mean, they may have been inconsistent, but like they've been very enjoyable for the most part. It's very, very disappointing as a fan. And you can just look online at all social media and see fans' reaction. There's this hashtag going around saying fire James Gunn or boycott Warner Brothers. You have to look on the bright side, really. We got some really good movies, and I think it's a miracle that we got the Snyder cut of Justice League. I mean, that movie, I've seen that movie a whole bunch of times now, and we can enjoy those movies. And I think Henry Cavill can hold his head high because he was a great Superman, and he handled all this drama with him being out, then in, then out, and being fired and being let go and then being brought back and only to be fired again. He handled that with professionalism, and he's had nothing but nice things to say about the people he's worked with. It's a bitter pill to swallow. I mean, I'm going to treasure the movies that we got. I mean, the Zack Snyder trilogy, or as it's called, the Justice League trilogy, that's been released on a box set. I'll always enjoy those movies. So yeah. So coming up next week, I have another Superman related video that I kind of stopped working on there for a bit because I was just so disappointed. So I guess that's it. So anyway, what do you all think? Let me know down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, click the bell for notifications, and I'll have a new video coming up next week. I hope you enjoyed Christmas, holidays, and bye for now.